let's get into a question from @the CT Foster. He said something about great work on the pod this year. Thank you for that. He did say it. It's true. You can look. Now, the question is, with a little bit of a statement, I know one of the things you talk about is that the team is not running as much as we thought, statistically speaking. Can you talk about how that trend has evolved throughout the season and hypothesize what caused the shift in mentality? So let's first talk about the numbers right now. By the way, I haven't taken any time to actually ask Ohio State head coach Jake Diebler about this situation. I've talked about it a bunch on the show. I decided to ask this morning. We'll see if we get anything back. Maybe I'll get something back during the show. I'm going to guess probably not, given that it's in the season. We'll see. But I did ask about that because I haven't. And it's like, well, you got a week off. Maybe you'll be around. I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, season-long pace for Ohio State this season is at 67.2. That's 51st percentile in college basketball per College Basketball Analytics, our exclusive partner. And in Big Ten play, that number drops down to 65.6, which is 30th percentile in college basketball. So the pace, the amount of possessions that you're getting essentially in a given game, after subtracting some certain numbers and things like that, the formula I don't exactly remember right now. When you look at pace, Buckeyes in Big Ten play, way below average. Outside of Big Ten play, season long, they've not been bad. Against Evansville, against Campbell, they ran up and down the floor a lot. Against Indiana State, they ran up and down the floor a lot. That's because those teams also play fast. But when Ohio State has been given the opportunity to play slow, it has. Now, fast break points. Ohio State has had opportunities this year. If you watch a game against Purdue, if you watch Oregon, if you watch Michigan State, Wisconsin, it doesn't matter. In the past several games, Ohio State has had opportunities to score in the fast break, and they just haven't done it. They've not been able to get to the basket. Bruce Thornton will get down the floor, and then the ball is just stopped, and then you have to bring it back out to the three-point line. That's what you see a lot of times anytime Ohio State has fast break opportunities. That's where I think a guy like Sean Stewart could be so helpful for Ohio State, but we just haven't seen it yet. And season long, they're averaging 5.2 fast break points per game. In Big Ten play, big uptick, 5.3 fast break points per game. That is awful. I believe that is third percentile in college basketball this season in terms of fast break scoring per game. So the Buckeyes are not scoring a lot of points in the fast break. The pace has gotten slower in Big Ten play. So that's kind of the background, and that's answering the first part of that question. The second part of the question, I'm not paid enough to answer. If I were, then I would probably be in the locker room on the coaching staff with Ohio State. That's never going to happen for a guy like me. I probably wouldn't want it to happen to a guy like me. You may want it to happen to you, but as for me, not so much. Now, the answer is why, I don't know. I really don't know. You could say that Big Ten teams play slow for sure. Yeah, that could be a part of it. You look at Illinois, you look at Penn State. Those are two teams that'll run up and down the floor for sure. Penn State playing tonight against Iowa. And Iowa will actually run a little bit too. That's a high total in that game tonight. The rest are about as slow as Ohio State. And then Minnesota is like on the absolute, they're barely on the screen. Like you have to zoom out the graph in order to see Minnesota on pace this year. They will not run up and down the floor. So why is Ohio State playing slowly? I don't know. I've talked about this plenty on this show. Now, when Jake Diebler came on this show, he said, I'm not interested in being guarded by Michigan State and Big Ten teams in the half court. He said that to others. He joined other podcasts. He was in press conferences saying the exact same thing. And yet, it seems like Ohio State's been pretty content to be guarded in the half court by any Big Ten team. It hasn't mattered. So what we thought we would see, what Jake Diebler told us in the offseason, it has not come to fruition. Now, I asked him, is this going to change? Is this something that's on the radar? And I can probably ask a few other people too. I might as well at this point. I am curious. Will it change down the stretch? I don't know why it would. I don't see anything that would indicate that it will change. And I don't think Ohio State is just going to look and see, oh, our pace is slow. Let's try to play faster for X, Y, and Z reason. I don't think it's really on their radar. I doubt it. Maybe I'm wrong. But this has been a big problem for Ohio State, in my opinion, this year, is the pace. I think that they do have the guys to run. I think John Mobley Jr., he loves to sprint down the floor, put his hand up, and try to get a three ball up. And I think he's good at that. I think Micah Parrish, he's long. If you can get him going on a 2-on-1 opportunity and get him to the rim, I think he can finish better than a lot of players. I think when you look at Sean Stewart, that is an uber athletic player who can finish at the rim. Aaron Bradshaw, he can at least run. He can sprint. So Ohio State has the guys. They just haven't done it this year. Will they try to up the pace down the stretch? I guess we'll find out together. I think that is one easy, simple adjustment that I've been pleading Ohio State to do. We'll see if they do it.